Good afternoon and welcome to another Epic Diet webinar. Today's session is number 2. Today, we will be continuing our Epic Diet webinar series and we will focus on session 2, which is entitled Focusing on Grains and Sweets. Keep in mind, our main goal is to reduce sodium.
The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good afternoon and welcome to another webinar. My name is Dr. Ken Stewart, and today's topic is Epic Diet Plan Session 2 of a 4-part series. Today, we'll be continuing our Epic Diet webinar series, and today we will jump into Session 2. If you have any questions, please contact me in Health Education at 909-335-4131, and let's get started. Keep in mind, our main goal is to reduce sodium. That's the goal, to reduce sodium. Grains and sweets play a major part in our reduction of sodium. Let's first review the percentage of sources of salt. 50% are added during our cooking. 60% are added at the table. 12% are naturally occurring in the food. However, 77% are in processed foods. Little of the salt we eat comes from the salt shaker, either in the kitchen or at the table. The bulk comes from food processing, foods such as lunch meats, pasta sauce, canned and dried soup, even commercially prepared baked goods. They pack a lot of salt in them, but also fast foods can be just as bad. But let's jump into another topic which is associated with hypertension, and that's sugar or sweets. Sugar in the form of glucose supplies our body with energy. However, we don't need to eat any sugar because our bodies can convert carbohydrates and even fat and protein, if necessary, to glucose. However, the main concern is added sugars. The phrase added sugars were adopted by the USDA, United States Department of Agriculture, in 2000 to distinguish sugars put in during processing, in preparation, and at the table. The science is very clear that added sugars carry a lot of health risks. Many studies have shown that added sugars are associated with an increased risk of diabetes, heart disease, and hypertension. So what's the major connection here? Damage to nerves and blood vessels can arise from chronically elevated blood sugars, which comes from added sugars. But heart conditions develop much more quickly if blood pressure is constantly high. So the more sugar, the more added sugars you consume, the more your sugar in the blood increases, thus having a chronically elevated blood sugar. condition in the bloodstream. That in turn increases the likelihood and risk of blood pressure in your body. So, what are some recommendations? For your grains, the goal is to get about 6 servings a day, preferably from whole grain sources. And fiber, as you know from session number 1, fiber helps the body to break down food at a slower rate. Examples of 1 serving options are 1 slice of whole wheat bread, 1 ounce of dry cereal, a half cup of cooked cereal, rice, or pasta. For recommendations for sweets or sugar, the goal is to get 5 servings a day. Examples of 1 serving options consist of 1 tablespoon of sugar or 1 tablespoon of jelly or jam, a half cup of sorbet, and 1 cup of lemonade. With the information you just received about grains and sugar and sweets, what is your goal for the next week or 2? What grains or sweets are you going to incorporate into your diet to help you manage your blood pressure? Are you going to swap? Are you going to increase certain healthier options? Are you going to reduce your salt intake? What are some of your goals? Or what is 1 goal you're going to try to focus on for the next week or 2? And from a scale of 1 to 10, how confident are you in your ability to achieve your goal? Are you an 8? Are you a 9? And what hurdles stand in your way from you achieving your goal? Is it time? Is it trying to figure out how to cook with no salt? Is it consuming less processed foods and trying to figure out how to alter that option? What hurdles stand in your way? And lastly, what measures are you going to put in place to help you achieve your goal? That concludes session 2 of this 4-part series. Thank you for taking the time to view this webinar. Don't forget, there are 2 more sessions, and thank you again for listening to this webinar about EPIC-Health Plan or the EPIC-Plan. Stay tuned for this last 2 sessions coming up. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye.